Hello everyone, LRon here with part 85 of my total Terraria world Annihilation. So, I actually have high hopes that this Dark Souls server will end up being fixed for a variety of reasons. Um, Reason number one, they did not provide a public statement as of the time of recording this, stating that there is no intention to fix it. And knowing the way that game developers work, there is a code of honor that dictates that if you're going to fuck over a community, and turn off a server forever, you mention it. So, regardless of if it was intentional or not, um, the developers of Dark Souls would have by now fessed up to the fact that there is no intention to resolve the issue, um, or to bring the servers back up. So, in the absence of such a statement, it is relatively safe to assume that they are working diligently on the matter and are keeping quiet, and once a fix is in, the things will go back to normal, and they'll probably just pretend that it never happened in terms of, press statements and whatnot. The second thing that gives me relatively high hopes is the fact that the consoles were not affected. So only PC got the issue, which means that the developers were not simply going cheap and shutting down servers to a game that is significantly old. If that were the case, they would have pulled the plug on all three simultaneously. Therefore, it seems exceptionally clear that the issue was an accident, and given the silence about the presence of the issue from the developer, that means that they are intending to fix it, and a fix will come at some point, or after enough trial and error, they will give up and then provide that press statement saying that they will not bring it back up. So I can guarantee with 98.9% certainty that this is not the last that we will see or hear from these servers. Of course, given the track record of the viewing statistics of this project, probably nobody will be watching this until after we find out one way or the other. So, in all likelihood, by the time you, the viewer, are watching this, the servers will have either been brought back up, or that press statement will be made stating that it will stay dark forever. But hey, I dare you to prove me wrong. Watch this video before this situation finds a resolution. And of course, the whole situation ended up being kind of funny, because the person that I play with, he doesn't have a proper internet connection at this point. He's tethering off of his phone's 3G network. Um, so the tethering has a capping point, and so when we play as heavily as we do, we reach that capping point after like 2 weeks into the month. So we essentially didn't play at all uh, during the downage, and it was funny because we basically made arrangements to have him be at a location that would have proper internet so that we could play. And we spent maybe 2 or 3 hours trying to see each other's white soapstone signs, and we had no clue that the servers were down. Because, frankly, it's not something you can really check for. And it also doesn't help that we're used to struggling to get the connections to work in the first place, given the fact that tethering tends to be a lower quality internet than a proper connection. So we're used to having bad nights where it could take 20 minutes to make it work. So we just thought that we were having a big streak of bad luck. But several days later, I find a Kotaku article talking about how the servers are down. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay. We weren't doing anything wrong, and we weren't unlucky. Um, the the deck was stacked against us, and I really hope that they do bring it back up in a relatively timely manner, because not only does it interfere with my plans, but it also interferes with someone else's plans. I know someone who had ambitions to start playing for the first time with a friend of theirs. It was kind of interesting. At some points, I was asked how the co-op worked and how to do it and whatnot. So, um, kind of bad timing for them, I guess. But in any case, it is what it is. And I have faith that it will be restored at some point. So um, I imagine the worst case scenario that is that they will just be delayed in their start. Um, Although I guess theoretically speaking, the true worst case scenario is the servers don't ever come back up and they're just screwed. But I have faith that that's not the case. So enough about Dark Souls for now. Let's move on to something else. So I guess my next topic will be The Witcher 1. A few years ago I started playing that, and I was playing on either normal or hard, and I was um, basically playing poorly, like the way I would normally play things. This just in. Dark Souls has been patched like an hour ago, so there's a chance the servers might be fixed. Um, I'll get back to this and Witcher talk in the next video. I will see you there.